Hello, everyone, and welcome. This is episode 41 of Super Flashy Arrow of Tomorrow. We are back. I am your host, Sir Cussalott Travis Pointer, and I am joined, as always, by my co-host, Mara the Shark Watkins.
Hello.
How you doing tonight, Mara?
I'm doing good.
Just, maxing and relaxing?
It's my day off, so.
I remember days off.
Do you?
Not really. But we're not here to talk about my days off or sleep and lack thereof. We're here to talk about superheroes and their television shows on the CW, the Arrowverse, Flareoverse, Clusterverse, whatever you all want to call it.
Hoodiverse.
Yeah, that may or may not include Black Lightning according to, what they say that day. Even though we all know it'll eventually be a part of it because they want that huge crossover. But we'll get to
Next
that.
season, we'll see.
Yeah, we'll get to that when we get to that. But as always, we'll be going in order. So let's start with Supergirl.
Woohoo!
This episode was called Legion of Superheroes.
Makes sense.
Yeah, because it was about the Legion of Superheroes. So we got introduced to them officially, even though we kind of knew who they were before. So we meet the first one of the Legion of Superheroes that we meet in this episode is Brainiac 5, which kind of freaks Kara out because he kind of appears at her house, even though it's not actually her house. She's like in a coma and shit. So he's like in her head.
It would have just freaked me out in general because his name was fucking Brainiac.
Yeah. There's actually, it's funny is there's an episode of Justice League Unlimited where Kara meets the Legion of Superheroes in the future, actually.
Huh.
And she stays in the future because I want to say it's because she falls in love with Brainiac 5.
That's weird.
Yeah. I think that's why. I could be wrong. Somebody correct me.
That's weird on like a lot of levels. And Shayna will probably correct you when she eventually catches up.
Probably.
Listens.
Probably. That's fine. It's whatever.
What can you do?
I'm asking for it this time, so,
I'll let her know.
Yeah. But, anyway. Find out that she's actually in a coma. They put her in this, like, healing tank thing that, when I'm looking at it, with her floating the thing, it just reminded me of Goku in the healing tank on Namek in Dragon Ball Z. And I'm just like, okay, so when do you go Super Saiyan? But I digress. Then we see...
Because that won't happen. Because that won't happen.
Yeah, I know. It's a shame. But we do see some dynamics of Sam versus Rain, because we see her playing like Nerf guns with her daughter and shit. Then she sees like a newspaper clip and she's just like, "Ooh," and goes back to being Rain again.
Right.
So yeah.
I wonder how long it's gonna take before like something happens to her daughter.
Yeah, I'm guessing that's probably what's gonna be her actual, like, I guess you could say the trigger that kind of brings her back to reality, or like brings her, from doing like extra rain shit,
Extra rain shit.
Yeah.
Like not even just rain shit, extra.
Well, yeah. Once you go into a prison, blowing shit up and killing people inside the prison, that's extra rain shit. Because on the surface of what she says, she's not wrong. Like on the surface, she's not wrong. Because, you want to stop the criminals and shit. And it's just,
It's just her way of doing it. Sucks.
Yeah, exactly. It's kind of like the dynamic of Batman versus the Red Hood. Like just a bit more extreme because they're way more powerful than Batman and the Red Hood are. But
Yeah.
like the Red Hood would he'd kill people. Batman won't kill people, but the Red Hood will go there.
Okay, I see what you're saying.
Mm-hmm. But we see, more of Raina flying around just whooping asses because, that's what she does. But right after that, we get some more of Jimmy and Lena. And,
Yeah, that whole I'm really supporting it. It's just they made it awkward when when she started asking about Kara, and they tried to make it seem at first he was acting weird because Jimmy and Kara were a thing for like 0.52 seconds, and then she turned it into, oh, it's because I'm a Luther and blah 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 blah, and it was like, no, bitch, she's acting weird because you're trying to go see Kara and Kara Supergirl, and you still don't know that Kara Supergirl.
Yeah, like I can't tell you this shit. Like there's actually a
Right,
reason why I'm all like, oh man, kind of down and not really into this right now is because, my homie's in a
trying to
coma.
protect secrets,
Well, that and she's in a coma. Like
how do I say? Yeah, Kara's in a coma from what? How do I say this without blowing Kara's secret? You don't.
yeah, you
So
don't
it's
exactly.
like
You don't.
it has nothing to do with you being a Luther. I wasn't even thinking about that because Lex and thinking about Clark makes my dick soft. So we're not putting all three of y'all on one thought. Is what I'm thinking that would go in real life.
Maybe, but I don't know if the thought of all three of them would get his dick soft.
I feel like it would. I feel like thinking about Lena and Lex and Clark all together when he's thinking about being intimate with Lena, I feel like
you don't know what he's into.
Huh?
You don't
I
know.
don't know what he's into.
You don't know what he's into. You have no idea.
He's into some weird best friend, nemesis, incest shit.
Possibly. You have no idea. That's all I'm saying.
I don't.
I'm not saying he is, but I'm saying we shouldn't just, assume that he's not.
Okay. I guess not. You're right. I'm sorry. My bad.
Let me see. So while they're there, Raina shows up and she's talking about how, handing out justice and shit because, Supergirl ain't doing the job. She won't fuck these niggas up.
Because Supergirl don't kill. I don't see why you gotta kill niggas to wipe of sin. Like, why isn't taking away freedom enough of punishment?
Yeah, because you take away the freedom, there's a chance that they can act up again. She's just like, just you kill them. There's no chance of them ever doing it again because they're dead.
That's so dark. But so is Rain.
But it's also quite the deterrent. Like, you fuck up, we just kill you. Like,
imagine if they did that here. That'd be bad.
It would.
Well, actually, that's a lie because they already do that here.
In a way.
Innocent or guilty, it's just
Nope,
done.
nope, we're not going there. We're not doing it. We are not doing it. We are not doing it. Not here. No. I'm drunk, but not that drunk. I am not doing it.
I tried, everybody.
What was that? We were talking about Rain and how she said she'll kill a motherfucker and Carl won't do it. So, yeah, she's soft and shit. So
She says soft, I said she got morals. Annoying morals, but she got them.
Tomato. So yeah, Car's still in a coma, and they like, look, DEO, we can't handle her, clearly. So we need help, and Monel and the crew like, future. We gotta preserve. Blah 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 blah. We can't help.
There was like 4 times during this whole episode before they decided to help, that I was kind of like, what are you here for? Why are you still here? Like, leave. Like,
I mean, well, they weren't there by choice. Like,
no, I mean, like, I was saying it more as like, why are you even adding input? Why don't you go for a jog or something like that? Just go away. Like,
it was kind
getting
of
on my
annoying
nerves.
because it's just like, oh, we gotta preserve the future. We got to keep our DNA safe and yada yada yada. I'm like, well, if rain
And it's
kills
like,
everybody, there is no future. So,
and then like it's annoying because on top of that, they just kept saying it, but no one ever really asked them flat out for help. At least I don't think they did.
not really.
So it's
They kind of
of
implied that
yeah.
they needed help, but nobody actually
Alex
said,
never
"Will
was
you
like,
help?"
hey, Monel, can you do that superhuman thing that you do? And, and then he gives a response. But it was always just kind of like, well, we'd love to help, but we can't.
Well, they were like
It's
nipping
like,
it in the bud ahead of time.
they're like one of those friends. Like, we could help, but I can't. Like, I'd love to come help you, but I'm taking my car into the shop. And it's like, but I
Yeah.
never asked for help. I just said, I need a ride from somewhere, but I'll figure it out.
Like, yo, I can Uber. Like, I'm not saying come give me a ride,
Right.
bro.
Like, I didn't say I couldn't afford a taxi. Like, I was just saying, like, I don't have a vehicle right
Yeah,
now.
all I'm saying is my car is currently not working, and I need to get to work. Never asked you for a ride, bro.
Right, like, just offering, but being like, nah, I can't help
But not
you.
offering. Like, it's just flat out just refusing before I even ask you for shit. Like,
Like, it was so, like, shut the fuck
dude,
up.
take
Go
your ass
somewhere.
home. Like, oh,
Go
man.
fix your ship. Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, man. Like, just get out my business if you're not going to help. Like,
Right. Why are you here?
let's see. What else happened
That's just how I felt
of
about
note?
the whole thing. And then they were kind of like, you know what? We can risk it.
Yeah. Well, Cult Dude makes a return.
Cult dude.
Yeah, the dude that was praying to the,
Oh, the cult dude. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know his name.
It's not important. I mean, he is important, but his name isn't really that important.
Yeah. We know what purpose he serves, so,
To fuck shit up.
yeah, basically. Let's see. Find out that Carl, like, is physically all healed, but, like, she's still mentally blocking herself from waking up because she all scared and shit because she don't think she can beat Rain.
Right. And she'll keep insisting that she's not scared. And it's like, it's okay to be scared, girl.
Yeah, man.
I mean, Rain's scary. Like,
Exactly. I'd be scared of Rain. So,
you don't even know her real identity yet. Like,
yeah, man. Even though, like, is the mask she's wearing, is that made of lead? Like,
I guess so.
because, like, why can't you
No
see
one's
through the
ever
mask?
thought to be like, yeah, let's just look through that shit.
Yeah. Or maybe because, and it's not even like it's that, like a completely covering mask. A mask is like a spider web. Like,
I kind of tend to think that most with like these half covering masks and stuff like that, I just tend to think that the show creators of superheroes just tend to think that we all are stupid or that we think everyone else is stupid.
I think.
Because it's like,
Go ahead.
because it's kind of like when it comes to, like, I know we've discussed it several times over our past couple of seasons that, their disguises just don't do a lot. Like,
No, they don't.
Kara taking off a pair of glasses and letting her hair down doesn't really change her look.
The only
And I
one
don't-
who really covers anything is Barry. And the thing is, the rest of them, they don't really cover anything up. And the reason is, I think, they're on the CW. And on the CW, you have a lot of very pretty people. And you want the people to see the very pretty people. So you don't cover them up.
And I get that. It's kind of, but it's like, even with like Oliver's voice change, or him just like
Doing his Batman voice.
Yeah, doing his Batman voice. It doesn't do much. Only one who really changes their voice who can change their voice to where it sounds weird is Barry, because he can change the way the sound frequency thing works.
Right.
But like, you know, Oliver just sounding angry, or Kara doesn't even change her voice. I'm just like, how does no one know that you are Supergirl? Like, all you do is take off a pair of glasses. Like, it drives me crazy that Lena is also great friends with Supergirl and is also best friends with Kara, and she does not know that Kara is Supergirl.
The only one who ever really just figured it out was Cat Grant.
Right, because Cat Grant is just like, do you think I'm fucking stupid? Like,
yeah.
like you're bad at this. Like, and yeah, so I don't know what it is. So like back to my original point with this, when it comes to Rain's super like sound like she has like one of those voice box things to her throat. Doesn't make her sound that much different. I would be like, if she spoke to me on the phone, I'd probably be like, Sam, what are you doing? You sick?
Like, you need a lozenge. Like, what is going on?
Right, like you need some tea with honey. Like, what's going on, homegirl? Why are you talking about killing people? It's just like her mask doesn't really cover. You can tell by her lower half of her face that is her. And then it's like you add the voice in there, and I'm just like, I know this is Sam. Like, you're not fooling anyone.
Yeah. Part of me thinks she's not even really trying either. Like, it's just...
Yeah, they're just kind of like, they never said,
really
no, you gotta be secret, but we got you this mask.
Yeah, I don't think she really cares. Another thing that happened in this episode was when the Legion finally does decide to help, they have a theme song, which was Bon Jovi's Living on a Prayer. And...
I was not prepared for that.
Listen.
And clearly neither was Rain. So that's what made it even better.
Every time they show up on screen, I need to hear a Bon Jovi song, even if it's not necessarily Living on a Prayer. Even though I would like it to be Living on a Prayer, they need to have theme music.
There's only 3 songs that everyone would know.
And that's that. They only need one, which is Living on a Prayer. But if we also got, Wanted, Dead or Alive, or what's the fuck is it?
Have a Nice Day.
Not that one. That's Bon Jovi too, right?
I think so.
Yeah. So yeah, like any one of those. Just play one of those songs every time that you show up to fight somebody. I don't care what else happens in the episode.
Lose your whole future. I want to hear Bon Jovi.
Yeah. I'm not hard to please, Mara. I'm really not.
I know.
Let's see. So I'm confused about something, Mara.
Huh?
So they took down Rain with the kryptonite and shit. So what happened after that? They just leave her laying there and walk away?
No, she left. Rain dipped.
Oh, she left. Why? Oh, I thought she went down when they injected her with the kryptonite.
She fell down and then she flew off, and I was just kind of like, "Well, there went that."
Oh, I blinked and I missed it. Okay, I'm like, why didn't like? Okay.
Yeah, because I would have thought they would have taken her somewhere and then continued to inject her with kryptonite. Instead, they let her ass fly off. Like, I was just kind of just like, why? Like, why? Why are you forcing this story on me? Like,
yeah, what was the point of all this?
Right, when are you guys gonna figure out this is Sam? Because I know that's gonna be a big focal point of the plot, and then it's gonna be, how do we separate Sam from Rain? And then it's gonna turn into, oh, we can't, so Rain has to die. Kind of like when Doomsday was introduced into Smallville, and they were just like, oh, there's no getting rid of him, you just gotta die, and he did die.
They killed Doomsday?
I don't think they killed him, but they destroyed the guy. The guy who was Doomsday died. I know that much. Because that was...
That doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, I don't remember. I'd have to rewatch the series to actually give you an accurate depiction of what happened. But I know for a fact that they tried to figure out if they could save him. There was no saving him. He is just Doomsday. I think they killed, like, his human half. So, like... In comparison to Sam, they killed Sam.
Have a human half?
Well, he didn't know he was doomed. You have to watch the series, Travis. Just watch it. It's
I'm
on
not doing
fucking
it.
Hulu.
I'm not doing it. I'm not.
I watched Lost for you. You can watch Smallville for me.
There's a very, very big difference, all right?
Why is there a difference?
Because Lost changed the face of television as we know it, okay? Lost
Smallville
saved
changed
an entire network, all right? ABC was going to be gone. There was going to be no more ABC. Do you understand? And then Lost
Disney was
came
not
along
gonna
and
let
single-handedly
ABC
saved an entire network.
Or Disney did.
Disney got involved because of Lost.
Okay. But
I can't
either
prove
way,
that, but I'm saying.
Well, either way, at some point, it's going to pique your interest because I'm going to keep making references and you're going to be like, well, that doesn't sound right. And then you're going to want to watch it.
I'm feeling though like if I do start watching it, I'm going to watch it and be upset all the time. So I don't know if I want to do that.
Just watch it. I'll watch it with you.
And not the good kind of upset. Because when I was watching Lost, I was always upset. But that was a different kind of upset as like, what the fuck just happened kind of upset. But anyway, we're talking about Supergirl right now. We're actually running long on that. So let's see. Anything else with this?
Well, we know that the majority will be, I feel like they're going to figure out that it's Sam within the next couple of weeks. And then it's going to turn into how can we save her?
Well, there's also the fact that, she got a crew. So,
yeah. And
so we're going to see the rest of the world killers, which is like, okay.
That's another thing. Why are there so many world killers?
There's
Why
5.
is one not good enough?
There are 5, I believe.
Why do we need that? 5? That's 5 too many.
I hear you, but, I'm not sure. It might be 5 or maybe 5 more, but I remember the number 5. So I think, we'll see.
I feel like having 1 is 1 too many.
I hear you. But rational-minded people aren't the ones who created the world killers. So I don't know what else to tell you.
There's nothing you can tell me. I'm just disappointed.
Yeah. Anything else with Supergirl?
No, but it's doing good so far.
Yeah.
With my
solid return. Flash?
Yeah, let's do it. Well, wait, was that the order that it came in? Yeah, it was.
Yeah, it is. It is. I know you're anxious, but we'll get there. This episode of Flash was called The Trial of the Flash. Even though it was the trial of Barry Allen, but
Yeah, I was gonna say they should have named it the trial of Barry Allen.
Yeah, but it's whatever. So Barry's been arrested. I'm assuming he made bail. They never said that until like at the end of the episode, but whatever. And apparently he's on house arrest, and Cisco was hacking the monitor so he can move around and shit. A whole lot happened like in the first 5 minutes.
Right. I was just like, my whole thing was just like, why can't you guys just meet at Barry's house if he's under house arrest?
That would make way too much sense, Mara.
Huh?
That would make way too much sense.
Because I'm just kind of saying, like, you're already on trial for, like, first-degree murder. You's gonna add other kind of crimes in?
Yeah. I didn't know that, like, when you get bailed out, you're out on bail, you automatically get put on house arrest. Like, when they add that shit.
I didn't know that either. I just kind of thought, like, you don't leave the state and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Well, it also might depend on what crime you're arrested for. I mean, he's arrested for first-degree murder, like stalking and murder. So, like, I could imagine them being like, yeah, you're out on bail, but I'm not going to let you walk around Central City all willy-nilly.
I guess. And what's crazy is I'm watching this episode, and I'm just like, man, if only he actually was a murderer. Like you realize he can kill everybody in this courtroom before you can, like, cough. Like, he
just run right through all of them.
Yeah. So easily. But he's not. he stops killers.
And I feel like some of the testimonies that were for him were just so good, and I was like, oh yeah, we're gonna fix this. That's great.
Then the prosecution comes in and asks one question, like, oh shit.
Right, and it's just like, fuck.
Like, yo, I'm watching this episode and I'm just like, yo, they got a solid case on this dude. Like, man, I know he didn't do it, but I kind of believe he did it now. Like,
right, like, you could convince me as a juror that, like, he did this, even though I know for a pure fact he did not.
But you stack up this evidence and I'm just like, oh, yeah, you going to jail, bro. Like,
you going to prison. Like you never gonna see light again.
Yeah, they locking you up.
I have a question for you though, Travis.
What's your question, Mara?
Do you think he should have told them that he was the Flash?
Listen, I understand why he didn't want people to know, like, protect his friends and his family and his loved ones and yada, yada, yada. But if I've learned anything from the Arrowverse, mostly from Arrow, as in Oliver Queen, that everybody can fucking know your identity and it doesn't change a goddamn thing. Because there was a period of time where I feel like everybody knew that Oliver Queen was the Arrow.
I still feel like everyone knows that Oliver is the Green Arrow.
And it changed nothing. So, I think he'd have been okay.
Yeah, because and to make an example of Arrow, it's kind of just like, regardless of them knowing who your loved ones are, I mean, like, your loved ones are your team anyway, so they're targets regardless.
This is true. They are.
You know what I mean? Like, Felicity has been, his computer person. I can't think of her name right now. Her code name. Overwatch. She has been Overwatch since the beginning. And, how many times has Felicity been roped into, trouble just being his Overwatch person, aside from from Dark, fucking taking her legs away and all that stuff. But, like, it's kind of just like, regardless, like, how many times has, Cisco or Caitlyn or Wells or any of them been roped into danger because of Barry?
When he first got out of the Speed Force, even this season, like the Robo Samurai motherfucker
knew where to find them.
Took Iris. Like, so it's just like, whatever. That's what I'm saying. I don't think it would have made a difference. So yes, I think he should have, because who gives a shit?
And yeah, I think from me watching a shit ton of Law and Order and all that stuff, when they were asking him about, like, when they were asking the lieutenant about, when he interviewed Barry and all these times that he was absent and then just disappearing, and Cecile was just like, yo, just tell them, because in all honesty, you tell them, that explains where you are all the time. And he was just like, no, I can't.
Speaking of Cecile,
is she still pregnant?
Was it just me, or did she look extra hot this episode?
Her dress was really cute.
Like, okay. Just making sure it wasn't just me.
That's some baby moans, I'm telling you.
That's what?
Baby moans, like baby hormones.
Oh, I'm like, what? Okay, gotcha.
No, not like physical baby moans.
I'm like, what the fuck? Okay, it wasn't making sense at first. I needed you to put that together for me.
Sorry. But what I say? Yeah, I honestly feel like him saying something could have, changed everything for the jury, because then it's not hard to prove that you are the Flash. All you gotta do is run somewhere and grab something that wasn't in the courtroom, that's hard to attain in the courtroom within seconds. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Also, by the way, this is the first time I watched The Flash, and I was like, Iris, yeah, I'm completely over you now.
Why?
Well, I mean, I was already like, we broke up a while ago because she's a Cowboys fan.
Because of the Cowboys fan, yeah.
Yeah, but this was the first time I watched it. I'm like, yeah, I'm over you.
Any particular reason why?
No, it's just, time.
Time heals all wounds.
Exactly. And I was quite wounded by the fact that she's a Cowboys fan. So,
But it's not like it's not what is her name? What the fuck? It's Candace who's the Cowboys fan and not.
They are one and the same to me.
Okay. But what was I saying?
I don't know.
He should have said something.
Yeah.
He could have grabbed the pizza from like a pizzeria and brought it back. And then, in all honesty, because they commend the Flash for so much that he does. Because he got an award of valor.
Yeah. At the same time, he's being sentenced to life in prison. He was getting an award from the police. Yeah.
For being great, and it's kind of just like the jury is not going to send the Flash to prison. Like,
the jury can't send the Flash to prison. There's nobody there that could physically apprehend the Flash.
Well, you get what I'm saying. Like, they're not going to vote to send him to prison knowing that Barry Allen is also the Flash.
Yeah.
But then, like, cause I feel like all they need really is an understanding of what's going on. Of, like, what it's kind of just like when they have no one exist. So, like, all these creepy things do exist, and it could be right in your next door neighbors. And I feel like if with all these metahumans that they are very aware that exist, I feel like saying that some dude transferred his conscience into another guy's body or into another meta's body isn't that far-fetched for anyone to believe.
Not anymore. Well, I also have another question.
Okay.
Because, Barry was occupied with this, with being on trial for murder. And, the team needed some help.
Where was Wally?
Yeah. Where was Wally's old useless ass at? Complaining about people didn't even
Wally's
notice.
Still finding himself.
Like he was complaining before because nobody even noticed that he wasn't around. Well, make yourself fucking useful then.
I think he's still trying to find himself.
I don't want his excuses right now. Like the team needed him and he wasn't there.
But I guess, thinking about it, Wally might not have thought of the solution that Barry thought of.
Taking up for him now?
For Wally?
Mm-hmm.
Wally gets annoying at times, but I feel like on an education standpoint, Barry was the one who thought to do a vortex around him. I just don't think that Wally would have thought about it, and no one else had thought about it until Barry had mentioned it.
My thing is, if you want people to respect you, then fucking contribute. That's all I'm
sure
saying.
He'll be back.
No, he's going over the Legends.
I feel like he's gonna come back because, like, I just feel like within the next couple episodes or so, because Barry is physically sitting in prison right now, and I don't see them busting him out in the next episode.
Yeah. Wally's going to Legends though, so we'll see what happens.
I feel like they still need a speedster. Well, do you know that for a fact that they announced that? Legends isn't even back yet.
Yeah, I know, but I feel like I actually know that for sure now. There are multiple sources citing that he's going to Legends, so we'll see.
We shall.
Yeah.
That's a great thing. That'd be cool. They'd be virtually unstoppable with having a speedster on their side for once.
This is true. And since Jax left the team, they got to replace their black guy. So
yeah, they're minority. Like, they lost their old guy, and now they're losing their black dude. So now it's kind of like you got like 2 quotas to fill.
You do. Too bad Wally's not old. He can be like the old black dude, and he can
Oh my god, that'd be amazing.
If they somehow age him up.
No, if they just got an old black dude.
just to like sit on, just to sit on the
Just to
wave
sit
rider
there.
and give like
Yeah, and
give
then
give
just
inspiring
be angry
words
about stuff.
and inspirational speeches and shit.
Yeah, pretty much talking about back in my day. And then him and what's her name? Amaya can go back and forth.
Because they're from the same time. Yeah.
Yeah, like, didn't you used to go to my bridge club? No. You're not supposed to tell people about that, George.
Like, I remember you. Like,
Didn't we get down with the get down back in the day? No.
after bingo night.
And then what's his face gets all jealous. Like, what do you mean get down with the get down? What is he even saying? You don't want to know.
And then they call him a jive turkey.
Fuck them. Fuck fuck Greg doing this shit. We should make this show.
Yeah, man. That'd be so fucking awesome.
Make our own version of Legends of Tomorrow.
So yeah, this whole thing was basically about Barry being on trial, but there was a meta going around, Fallout.
And it was so like unnecessarily or useless.
Yeah, nobody cared.
Because right, like no one gave any explanation as to how he got all that radiation, and then they just sent all of his radiation to another planet that was a dead planet. But I felt like
Earth 15.
It was gonna,
yes.
I was gonna say like they're gonna be like, oh wait, Earth 15 wasn't the dead planet. Earth 51 was.
Yeah, that would be funny as fuck.
That's what I was waiting for. Now you've given Earth 15 radiation poisoning for like the rest of their lives.
Oh man.
Like they just kind of like they just made this dude radiation, and then this was kind of just like, yeah, Barry will defeat him, but we're not going to give any insight into who this person is.
Yeah, it was irrelevant. It was all about the trial. So
all for us to see that what we knew was going to happen was going to happen.
Yeah, guilty. So yeah, he's guilty. He goes to jail. Yada yada yada.
He's gonna get raped.
Yeah.
Sucks.
Anything else with the Flash? Because, yeah.
Nope, but apparently next week some shit happens in the prison. Because now that Barry's in the prison, some shit has to happen in the prison.
Mm-hmm. Of course. Because TV.
But Stretchy Dude gets a chance to, show that he can hold the team.
The elongated man.
Yeah.
All right. Let's move on. Black Lightning.
Okay, I was going to say, how are we doing this? Are we going to do Black Lightning last, or are we just going to go?
No, we're going to keep going in order, the way we do it.
Okay.
Do Black Lightning. This is the pilot for Black Lightning. Episode was called Resurrection. Before we get into what actually happened, let's get your overall thoughts. What'd you think?
I thought it was interesting. I mean, it took from, it's a character that I've never seen, and probably, I'm saying probably very loosely, because if I have heard of him before, it would have been like as kind of just like in a sentence and not even thinking about it.
Mm-hmm. He's one that's like, he's had his run in comics. He's had a couple like solo runs, but nothing like, big.
Yeah.
And then like he's appeared in like Justice League cartoons and stuff like that, but he's never been like prominent. So we kind of like, we know comic book fans will know who he is, but it's not like
I know his name, but I don't really know much about him.
Mm-hmm. A lot of people confuse him with Static Shock, which they're two different characters, but
I know who Static Shock is. That was my era.
Oh yeah, we all know who Static is, but a lot of people confuse the two.
But I thought it was a very good show. I liked the use of Kendrick and, the music that they use to move the show along. I do like the fact that they've made it very relevant to today, in a sense.
Yeah, run-ins with the police and shit like that,
Yeah, and, part of watching it, in the beginning, to me just showed the number of times you piss off a black man before he goes back to his original shit.
Yeah.
His old ways. Because that's what it felt like. It felt like every time he went outside, you got the police on his ass.
Yeah, like pushing
For
him.
nothing. Just pushing him and pushing him and pushing him. Just have a nice day. Like when they pulled him over and arrested him in the rain for maybe robbing a liquor store. He points out, how dumb do you look right now? I'm sure the description was black guy in a suit in a mid-sized Volvo.
Yeah, people who, you fit the description. You gotta love it when you fit the description. As someone who has fit the description before, let me just say, it's fucking stupid. I hate that shit. Oh yeah, this happened to me too, where I've gotten pulled over because I fit the description. And just like in this situation, I was let go right away. But yeah. Apparently, I fit the description of someone who stole mattresses in a town that were 2 towns away. But whatever.
I feel like they just fit descriptions about random ass crimes.
Yeah.
Niggas out here stealing mattresses.
Yeah. Like, dude, I'm moving. Like, that's all that's happening right. That's why a mattress is tied to the top of my car. Fuck you.
I'm dead.
Let's see. So yeah, Jefferson Pierce is Black Lightning, of course, played by good old Cress Williams of Living Single fame.
Yes.
I mean, he's done other stuff, but that's where I know him from. So
I had to think about that, and I was like, yeah, you're right.
Yeah, Scooter. Living Single's back on Hulu. Watch it.
Oh yeah, of course. It's my shit.
Oh man, I'm looking at that. I'm like, Regine. Anyway, let's see. He got his. I was watching him I couldn't catch the younger daughter's name.
Isn't it like Anissa or something like
That's
that?
the older daughter.
I thought the older daughter's name was Harriet.
Maybe that's the younger daughter, but the older daughter's name is Anissa.
No, I thought the older daughter's name was Harriet. 'Cause I thought they kept calling her Harriet Tubman.
That was a joke. But her name is Anissa. That's the older daughter.
They said 5 names throughout the whole movie, throughout the whole show. So yeah, naturally, of course, I am confused.
Yeah, I know. I know the older daughter's name is Anissa, though. I don't know what the younger daughter's name is. But hard-headed ass teenager, though, which, teenagers, is what they do. They do dumb shit.
Right? And if I was the older sister, honestly, I would just rat on her. I was just like, nah, son, you're not getting me in trouble.
Well, once, originally when she's like, she's going to a house party. All right, cool. Yeah, I'll cover for you on a house party. Go. Whatever. Like, you go to the 100's house party and shit. Like, they club. Like, what the fuck is wrong with you?
Is you stupid? Is you stupid? That's how I'd be. Like, if I was older sibling, I'd be like, is you stupid?
Yeah, she's stupid. She's a teenager.
That's how you get killed.
Because she's a teenager and therefore stupid. It's just... It's part of it.
How you just roll up in there.
Yeah. And that had further ramifications because old dude she was flirting with in the club, apparently he owed this nigga Lala some money.
Can I just say something? I'm not taking a nigga seriously whose nickname is Lala.
And insists on you calling him that.
Right. It's one thing because his original name is, a tongue twister.
Was it Latavius or something?
Latavius or Lavacious or something like that.
Yeah, some shit.
Which I can understand not wanting that name. But you're not going to have me call you Lala and be scared.
Yeah. There was a girl I went to school with. She was in my calculus class. Her name was Lala. No, it was an English class. Yeah.
But I'm not, I would just rather he had just changed his whole government name altogether. Because it's I'm not calling this nigga Lala and then pretend I'm scared.
Or make something up. Do something that you just, that fits. I don't know. I don't even know. Something, maybe you start carrying an ice pick around and start calling yourself Ice Pick. Do something. Or constantly have a, what's that?
said child abuser or something
Yeah,
crazy.
something, man. Like, like, I don't know. Always keep a toothpick in your mouth all the time and call yourself toothpick. Like, I don't know. Like, do something. But yeah,
Not fucking
not
Lala.
not Lala exactly.
But
So
yeah,
we
you owe
see,
Lala money.
yeah, and then we see Jefferson interacting with his ex-wife. You can see, that spark is still there. She just couldn't deal with the whole Black Lightning shit. Um,
This leads me to a question. Does the daughters know that he used to be Black Lightning?
I think the older daughter knows something's up. I don't think she knows like that he was actually Black Lightning, but I think she knows there's like she has suspicions about weird shit. Cause
Because he said, like, so at some point earlier, he said something about he's been fighting, longer than they've been alive or something, like longer, like long before they were born, something like that. And I wasn't sure if that they knew about it or not, especially when, older one tried to tell the youngest not to go anywhere. But
yeah, I don't think she knows that he was Black Lightning, but I think she like knows that
knows
things
that
aren't
he used
things.
to do some shit.
Yeah, she knows like okay, things aren't normal.
Because like I remember when they were talking about, I guess in a featurette about the show before it came out, like when they first announced it, about like how the daughter, like he's trying to stop her from going into his footsteps
Hmm.
because she's all the activism and all that stuff, and even in the first episode she's arrested
Yeah.
for her stuff.
So yeah, he shows up at the club because stupid shit, because she's a dumbass teenager. He like takes everybody out, but then he leaves and the cops try to arrest him. Not sure why they were using tasers on him, but
Because they were kind of just like, well, we don't want to shoot first, we'll just tase you.
I guess.
Little tickle wickle. Tickle wickle.
Yeah. So they shot him with tasers, and of course he's Black Lightning, so tasers ain't gonna do shit to him.
I was gonna say, they just charged him up.
Basically. So he took them down, but he did get shot in the process while he was inside the club. So he goes and sees, I guess, an old partner, acquaintance, or whatever, and the
His
dude,
Alfred.
yeah, kinda, yeah. But it's the dude who played Raiden in Mortal Kombat Annihilation.
He's from something else too, and it's been bugging me because I've been trying to figure out where he's from.
What else was he in?
I've seen him in in a couple of things. I just can't put my finger
Dexter.
on it. Huh?
Dexter.
Yes, the dad. Thank you.
What else? He was in a couple episodes of Sex and the City also.
I don't remember that. I have to watch that whole series all over.
Yeah, he was somebody that was fucking Kim Cattrall's character.
Of course, Samantha.
Yeah.
He was in The Warriors. He was in Too Fast, Too Furious, Django, excuse me. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Also, I enjoyed that, they showed some old footage of him and shit where you see him in like the old suit. Like, oh, that's cool.
Yeah, like they didn't just make him like this new school dude. Like they like took it back to like show like, I feel like they're kind of taking it back to show how he got to where they are.
Yeah, they're doing it without doing like a full-on origin story. They're kind of like just flashing back a little bit at a time, giving you backstory, which is better because just watching an origin is boring. So,
and I feel like they finally understood us from Arrow that we don't want to see all these crazy flashbacks.
Yeah. So then this motherfucker from the small house party shows up at the school looking for the younger daughter. She like, yo, I ain't
Looking
with
like a
that shit.
damn fool.
Yeah, yeah. Got his ass whooped for a second time. Like, how you get your ass whooped by both sisters? Like,
Right. And I was just kind of like, because I'm sitting here thinking, like, why did you come back? Like, what are you trying to figure out? You kind of like, I just wanted to make sure we were cool. And she was like, leave me alone. And I'm just like, boy, why don't you understand by leave me alone?
yeah, man. No means no. Um, yeah. Then he tries to. Well, he's about to pull a gun on Anissa because she whooped his ass, and Jefferson like, hey, bruh, the fuck.
You ain't about to shoot my daughter, though.
Mm-hmm. So he goes and he, makes a deal with Lala, like, yo, keep your folks off my shit, because we had an agreement.
Right.
And while they're making that agreement, this dumbass nigga go and kidnaps the daughters, because what the fuck?
Because why not?
Yeah.
Because my feelings are hurt.
Yeah, basically. But yeah, does that, and one thing leads to another, and Black Lightning has to go save them.
Right.
And fucks them all up, because
can I just say one thing?
you can
It's
say
been
a lot of
while since
things.
I've really heard someone, especially like in a show, tell someone to murk someone. And I highly appreciated that. Because you just don't hear it that often.
Not often
anymore.
enough.
Especially for like as many, not that there's a lot of hyper violent, well, not hyper violent, but like, gang like shows with the African American presence to it. It's kind of like when you see them, you don't really hear things like murk and all that stuff. So it's actually really, I don't know, it's kind of cool to just hear it.
Oh yeah. So then we see who like the true villain in all this is. Even though I hate his name, but I kind of like, at least Lala is like an interesting character, because it's just like, he's fucked up, but he kind of like cares in a weird way, because it's like, I want them to do better, but they gonna do it my way. You know what I mean?
You mean you talking about when he grabbed that kid from video games?
Yeah.
That was so uncomfortable to watch.
It was, but it's just like, yo, I know you care, but I don't need you to not like, hurt the little nigga. Like, what is you doing?
I was like even more uncomfortable by the fact that he was doing all that lecturing about, selling all that stuff in front of Jefferson. I was just kind of like, I'm not talking about my business in front of, someone, and this is potentially one of his future students.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, now you just know, like, now he's going to have an eye out on this kid. Like, he deals and he sells all that stuff, and it's kind of just, you know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
That's not the person I'm talking about that shit in front of.
I feel you. But we need to talk about one other thing in this show. Well, a couple other things, but one thing I need to make sure we get to. Just something I didn't think I'd see in any one of these shows ever. Saw somebody get shot with a fucking harpoon.
Oh my god.
Like he shot him with a harpoon and then pulled him in towards him with the
So, like, I'm glad you brought that up, because I wanted to talk about this dude anyway, because...
And about how earlier in the show he fed somebody to some piranhas. But anyway, go ahead.
Oh, my God. Like, they, for a minute you start to think that Lala is, like, the biggest problem that Black Lightning will have. And you find out, no, it's this albino-looking nigga who carries harpoons, ironically. So now, because, like, when they pulled over Lala... because he had left the motel and all that stuff. You see, like, the two white people get out of the car, and they're just like, come on. So, like, I'm kind of curious, and I'm kind of excited to see what this dude has in store, because he said something about he killed Black Lightning. So, it's kind of just like, ooh, there's a story here.
Yeah, I think Let me say his name was Tobias, and I think Black like Jefferson mentioned like they got into what they were doing because of Tobias.
Yeah,
So I don't know. We'll see.
but yeah, niggas a savage with the harpoon though.
Um, then like the big takeaway though is you see that Anissa has powers. So
Which has me wondering: are the powers like genetic?
well, yeah, because both of the daughters actually do have powers. Spoiler alert. Um,
Because see, this is another thing. Like, I don't really know much about him, so like, I don't know how Jefferson got these powers. Because like, if you had asked me yesterday, I would have said, "Oh, isn't he a meta?" Like,
hmm Yeah, his daughters both are. They both have powers, and they actually like go by the name Thunder and Lightning. Um,
oh, that's so cute.
hmm But we'll see more about that later, I'm sure. But yeah,
He missed an opportunity to just name them that.
yeah, he did.
He like that would have been that like for anybody to name their children Thunder or Lightning, he is the person that should do it.
Yeah, man, and that is a bold statement if you do.
Yeah.
Anything else with Black Lightning though?
Only that it's black excellence, so we'll continue to see what they do.
For the culture.
I wish this had just come out in February for Black History Month, because that would just made it like 10 times better.
We both just put a fist up in case you all, well, I know you all can't see us, but we did both do that.
Like, just for just like, I would have rather Legends had come back this week, and then we got Black Lightning in 2 weeks.
Yeah, I feel you. The same week that Black Panther comes out.
Yeah, like sitting up in my bedroom with a dashiki on, watching it. Like,
Did I show you my dashiki hoodie?
no, you did not.
Yeah. What I'm wearing to go see Black Lightning. I mean, not Black Lightning, Black Panther. Yeah.
See?
But yeah, that was Black Lightning.
Now on to Arrow.
Yeah, let's talk about Arrow. This episode was called Divided, and yes, divided they were.
And divided, I guess they shall stay.
That shit. Let's talk about. Let's go ahead and talk about that because we can get into what actually the little details about the episode, but I don't care about all that shit.
Me neither. Like, there was a lot of I started cleaning up my room during watching.
What I care about is these fuck niggas. And by fuck niggas, I mean Curtis, Renee, and Dinah.
I knew who you were talking about.
Yeah, you know, because you know me, and you know how I feel about this shit. But the audience might not know.
For those of you just tuning in, Travis is a little apprehensive towards these niggas.
I didn't like him anyway. You're right. So when, John was like, you need to learn to forgive them and bring them back and blah, blah, blah. And Oliver was like, oh, I don't trust them. I'm with Oliver. I don't give a fuck. I don't like them niggas anyway. Fuck them.
Wait. Can we, I know this is like fast forward in a bit. Like, can we just talk about towards the end when Curtis was like handing something to John, he handed it to Oliver to help John, and he was like, no hard feelings, and Oliver was like, nah, and then closed the door.
Yeah, man, I know, because Oliver's like, man, fuck you. Like, I swear, like the whole thing
on like level 100, and I was so here for it.
The whole time.
Like, that is amazing.
Them being so, but like, you spied on us and blah, blah, blah. Like, yes. You know why? Because you are new. So I don't trust your ass.
And you have proven yourself to still be untrustworthy.
Exactly. And that's like with her gallivanting around with Vigilante and shit. You wonder why people don't trust your ass. Like Renee over there, literally giving him up to Watson. That's why we don't trust your ass. Curtis didn't do nothing, but whatever. Curtis should have knew better. Like, you joined this team, you knew what Oliver was. All of you knew who Oliver was when you joined this team. What the fuck do you expect? Get with the program or get the fuck out, like he said. Also, every time when they had that discussion, they're like, yeah, when Dinah left after they told him, like, about Vincent or Vigilante or whatever, she's like, I'm leaving. I'm not gonna sit here and listen to you point fingers at everybody except yourselves. Listen, listen. You just got here. All right? Nah, he don't trust you as much as he trusts John and Felicity. You know why? Because they were there from the beginning. I know
Yeah,
them
they
better.
were just like, some of y'all got different treatment, and I was just like, because they're day ones and you are day fives.
Yeah, yeah.
And if it doesn't, like, and I know I keep beating this dead horse, but I mean, Evelyn didn't help. Like,
Not at
Evelyn was
all.
the first
Not at
person to
all.
show that Oliver can't trust any of them.
Here's the thing, and she was part of that group. Like, she was part
Right,
of
that's what I'm
that group
saying.
he
Like,
brought
she was
in.
the first one to show that Oliver can't trust any of them.
Yeah,
So
she
I'm just
came
like,
in with
y'all
Renee and
shouldn't even be
Curtis
mad
and
at
shit.
Oliver. Y'all need to go find Evelyn's body back on that island and kick it to death.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah. Like, goddamn. And I know other things happen in this episode, but I don't give a shit. Like,
I honestly don't either. That's why I told you I started cleaning up during
it
it.
was
I was
just
just
like,
like, I don't want
yeah,
to watch this anymore.
Caden James is spying on him. We know that. Yada yada yada. Whatever. There was Bert and Nellie was there. Huntress's cousin. I don't give a fuck. He's dead now. Yeah.
It
Quentin's
was just like a lot. They were just. I was like, I understand. Like, having your GPS privacy violated for all of a couple of days sucks. It sucks. To have someone clocking your moves for like 48 hours or however long he was clocking them. It was like a day or two. It sucks. But is it worth getting all of this over when you proved yourself to be untrustworthy? Except for Curtis.
basically. They were all, I
Like,
feel like, just being some real bitch ass niggas about this shit. And I'm
I feel like Curtis
not
is the only
with
one
it.
to kind of feel upset or feel some type of way because he didn't do anything. But I feel like
Even so,
Renee,
he should understand why.
right, like he should be more understanding. But I feel like as for Renee and what's her face, I feel like you two knew you were up to no good, which is why you were so upset about them clocking you.
Don't you know no good?
So I feel like to be all pissy about them surveilling your location for a couple of days, because he was suspectful, and then you admit to the fact that you were doing shit that made you
Untrustworthy.
untrustworthy, you got no reason to be upset.
None. Then
Like,
they
you
like, we're
about to
gonna
send
form our
Oliver
own
to jail,
team,
and you
man.
upset because he GPS'd you.
Yeah, and I'm with Oliver when when they were like, yeah, we're gonna form our own team. He's like, all right, bye.
I was doing fine killing niggas before you got here. Like, I can do this again.
Yeah, man. I feel like what he need to do. Like, have
He
a
needs to
sit
find
down
a
with.
better team and then rub it in their face.
Listen, what you do is you sit down with Thea. Like, all right, we're gonna get you back on your feet. You're gonna come back out here with me. Then you get on the phone and you call Roy, and you bring Arsenal back too. So you get Arsenal and Speedy with you, and Spartan.
Where the fuck is Rags?
Yeah, you get Rag nigga back too.
I just thought about that. That dude is still gone. Like, is he ever coming back?
Man, I don't know.
Like, he just dipped last season. Like, does he even know that a lot of his people, like I understand his whole town is dead, but like, is he any aware that his other superhero family is disbanded?
Probably not, but he got to get his rags back together because they stopped working. So
He's gonna come back and be like, "Hey guys, hey, where is everybody?"
Yeah, like, wait, where everybody else at? Like, oh, they down at the Helix house because they mad because I didn't trust them.
He's gonna be like, "The fuck is a Helix?"
Yeah, exactly. Like, then you got to
Was he
explain
around?
all of Helix.
Was he around when Felicity got together with Helix?
I don't think so. So yeah. I mean, there was more that happened in Arrow, but I don't really give a fuck. Do you?
No, but it just I do have two kind of questions following this. How is this going to affect Dinah and Oliver as their. Well, no, because Oliver is technically not the mayor now, right?
Yeah, he's still the mayor.
Oh, okay. Okay, so now I have 3 questions. 1, what is going on with this FBI case against him? 2, how is this whole team disbanding thing going to affect him and Dinah's work dynamic now on the outside? And then 3, how are they all going to take down Cade and James without working together? They just going to show up to the same place and then just be like, oh, hey, guys, like, nah, you going first. No, you going first. No, you going. You know what I'm saying?
Well, as far as Oliver and Dinah's working relationship outside of the team, I mean, technically he doesn't really work with the police. He's the mayor. So,
True.
like, I mean, even then he probably would just like talk to the chief of police or some shit.
I need to report something about one of your officers. That'd be petty. I'd be like, you know, this bitch is working with Vigilante. How do you know this?
I got
I
sources.
spoke to the Green Arrow.
I got sources.
Yeah, I got sources.
And I'm blanking. What were your other questions?
My third question was my first question was what was going on with the case with the FBI thing, and then my third question was what are they going to do when they all show up to the same place at the same time but not working together?
Okay, well, the FBI case, well, you know, Curtis and Renee were trying to, like, you know, get rid of all that evidence, and they were like, oh, they got hard copies too, so that's a bust. So yeah, they're fucked there. When they show up at the same place, it's gonna be chaos. We know that because, you know, they're not actually working together. So yeah,
I don't see why they can't just be 2 separate groups but still work together. I mean, just to, like, take down the same evil. Like, they can do whatever they want afterwards. But, I mean, like, defeating Cade and James should be everyone's main priority. Which is what Oliver was trying to point out. And then everyone was just like, nah.
well, yeah, that's because they some bitch-ass niggas. So, you know, that's what they are. That's what they do. They do bitch nigga shit. Yeah. I think that's about enough.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because, I mean, we got to see, like, video game T-spheres, but, you know, whatever.
And Oliver took those down real quick.
Oh, and you found out that more likely than not, Cade and James was where Watson got her evidence from. But, so. We'll see.
Oh, yeah. That didn't really surprise me as much as I thought it would.
Me neither.
And when they said he had been bugging the bunker, and I was like, also doesn't surprise me as much either.
Mm-hmm. And John's hand is fixed now. So, yeah. But
Good
all right.
parts. Good parts.
Yeah.
Of the episode.
Yeah. But all right. That's going to be it. Who's winning this week, Mara?
I'm going to say the dude from The Flash. I don't know his name.
DeVoe?
Yeah, DeVoe.
Yeah, he is winning. He really is winning. That wasn't my original pick. I was gonna say John because he got his hand back, but
I mean, that's a great thing that happens. But I mean, science miracles happen every day. This nigga DeVoe is winning.
This is true. That's what I said. John was my original pick. You swayed me. You changed my mind. But
cool.
Yeah. Who's losing?
Definitely Barry. Barry just went to prison for murder.
Oh, yeah. He's
that he
losing
did not
all
do.
over the place. Yeah. I feel you.
Like, the whole Flash show is winning and losing.
Yeah. I'd say Kara's a close second because she can't handle rain, but yeah. Barry is definitely losing right now.
I would have said Kara was winning if they had managed to keep Rain down. If Rain hadn't left,
yeah, she just don't see that shit. Like,
she would have been a close second at winning.
Mm-hmm.
But I think Kara is just a little bit lower. Yeah. I think Oliver is number 2 at winning because he finally shrugged off all that dead weight of the team.
Yeah, because that's what they are. They are dead weight. I hear you.
Yeah.
Well, this was fun.
But yeah.
Glad to be back.
Word.
That'll be it for this week's episode of Super Flashy Arrow of Tomorrow. As always, you can find us on both Twitter and Instagram at Creation Magazine. Tell us what you thought about this week's show.
Let us know if you missed us or not.
Yeah. And if you did miss us, just lie and say you did. It'll make me feel better. Right. Also, you can find me on Facebook. Well, find us on Facebook at facebook.com/Creation Magazine. Also, facebook.com/groups/
Super Flashy Arrow of Tomorrow.
That.
You can find us there. That's our page.
Yeah, if you want to.
You can find us on Facebook several ways.
Yeah, we're all over the book. We're all over that book. Also, you can find me on both Twitter and Instagram at Sir_Cussalott. That is at SIR_CUSSALOTT. Mara, where can they find you?
Find me on Instagram and Twitter at Maradashark_. That's MARADASHARK_.
All right. We'll see you all next week. Till then.
Same place, same time.
Exactly. Until then, stay creative, stay free.